In this section of the course, I'm going to explain to you how to teach English online. Let's assume then you have a student. How are you going to teach them? And teach them English in a way that really makes a difference to them, that gives them such a high quality learning experience that they'll recommend you to all of their friends, relatives and neighbours. That's what this section is all about. The knowledge in this section is very valuable stuff. It's information I've learned from years of teaching English and by years of studying how English is learned from reading books and research papers. I'm going to give you information and strategies that actually go beyond what is taught on teacher certification courses. So you'll know more than the average English language teacher after doing this section. So here goes. I'll get this section started by giving you an overview of how languages like English are learned. Assuming you can drive, do you remember how you learned to drive or to swim, or to play a musical instrument like the guitar, or to cook? If you're anything like me, you learn to drive a car by getting into a car and trying to drive it, or you learn to swim by getting into a swimming pool and trying to swim. Or you learned the guitar by strumming the strings, or you learned to cook by cooking. And every time, alongside you was an expert, a driving instructor, a swimming instructor, a guitar teacher, a cooking teacher, a parent, someone who could not only do these things themselves, but could tell you when you were doing things right or wrong, and crucially, could explain to you or show you the right way to do these things. And if they were really good, they made the learning process just hard enough, so you were always learning new things. So a good swimming instructor first got you to float, then kick your legs, then do the breaststroke, and they didn't start off by getting you to do the butterfly. And it's the same with English. Simply put, people learn English by using it. You learn to speak English by speaking English. You learn to write in English by writing in English. You learn to understand written and spoken English by reading and listening to English and trying to understand it. It's possible to learn English without a teacher, and many people do, but the process can be painfully slow and strewn with mistakes. I mean, imagine trying to learn how to drive a car without a driving instructor. You could do it, but it would basically be a process of trial and error with probably lots of dents and scrapes along the way. So a teacher is essential if the learner wants to make the most effective use of their time. The role of the English teacher then is essentially the same as the swimming instructor or the driving instructor or a mother teaching her child how to walk. First, the role of the teacher is to create opportunities for the learner to use English. Secondly, to ensure those opportunities are not too easy and not too difficult, but just hard enough. And thirdly, the role of the teacher is to provide feedback so that the learner knows when their language is right and when it's wrong, where it can be improved. So this section of your course explains how to do this by giving you some tips and advice for teaching the 4 language skills online: listening, speaking, reading and writing. Then I will tell you how you can teach vocabulary, grammar and pronunciation. And I'll also include a lecture about doing exam preparation courses. But before you do anything, it's vital you have a really good understanding of exactly what your student wants and needs from their English lessons with you. And so the next lecture in the course will give you some tips and ideas for doing what teachers call a needs analysis.